तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामनि गौरात्वेषे नमः। नित्यानंदं नमस्तुभ्यं परमानंददायिने कलिकलमश विनाशाय जहानवापतये नमः। वागेश्वरी यस्य वदने लक्ष्मी यस्य वक्षसे यस्यासि हृदय संवेद तम नरसिंहम् अहं भजे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, dear devotees, you are welcome for continuity of our study of Madhurya Kadambini by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in our Bhakti Silnam course, which is between Bhakti Shastri and Bhakti Vaibhav. This is to internalize our learning of Bhakti Shastri in our practical devotional life. This whole book, Madhurya Kadambini, which means nectarian sweet bank of clouds, which rains the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu within the heart of a practicing devotee. And this whole book is based on two verses of Srila Rupa Goswami's Nectar of Devotion. And what are these two verses? Adav Shardat Sadhu Sangha Bhajan Kiya Anartha Nivarti Syat. So, to explain these two verses, the whole book is written by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. This book has 8 showers because it is clouds. So clouds means rain. So there are 8 showers. We have finished the first shower. And the name of the first shower was? Super Excellence of Devotional Service. It means Uttama Bhakti. And then we had a Mangalacharan, and this is our Mangalacharan. You relish this Mangalacharan. Yes. So who will read this Mangalacharan and which tune we should adopt? Sat Goswami has to come. ये ऊपर करना है इसको, ये ऊपर
हटा दूं तो चलेगा?
हाँ
ये हटा दूं तो चलेगा?
चलेगा,
ये तो माइनस वाला है ना, उसको
छोटा कर दो, ठीक है। हृदय विपरे नव भक्ति सस्य वितते संजीवनी स्वगमा रंभे कामता परतो दाहा दामिनी विश्वापकलासिनी धूराम्बे मरोसा किमोपि सरसि भावाय भूयता प्रभो श्री चैतन्य कृपा निरंकुश महा माधुर्य कादम्बिनी Somebody should read in that tone more perfectly.
Recording in progress. Hare Krishna. There's no sound. Hare Krishna. Please wait patiently. Please stay working.
Hridadev pare
navabhakti sasya vikate sanjeevani svagama
Hridadev pare navabhakti sasya vikate sanjeevani swagama
Rambe kamata partudahagamani Vishvapakolasini
Rambe kamatapataruddhamini Vishvapakolasini
Durame marushakinaupi sarasi Bhavaya bhuyat prabhu
धूरा में मरुषा किनोपि सरसि भावाय भूयात प्रभो
श्री चैतन्य कृपानिरंकुश महा माधुर्य कादम्बिनी
श्री चैतन्य कृपा निरंकुश महा माधुर्य कादम्बिनी. Two more.
Ritvā prinava bhakti sasya vikate sanjeevani swagamā
Hrideva pare nava bhakti sasya vitate sanjeevani swagama
Rambhe kamatapattudaha damani vishvapagolasini
Rambhe kamatapatarudaha damini vishvapagolasini
Durane marusakinopi sarasi bhavaya bhuyat prabhu
Dhura me marusha kinopi sarasi bhavaya bhuyat prabho
Shri Chaitanya Kripa Nirankusha Maha Madhurya Kadambini
Shri Chaitanya Kripa Nirankush Maha Madhurya Kadambini. Somebody else? Still, this was the best one. What is your name?
Anupama close.
Anupama?
Anupama Devi Dasi.
Anupama Devi. From?
I'm from Chennai, but for past 3 years I'm in Nepal project.
That was perfect tone. Okay.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Try karo.
Ritvapre navabhakti sashavitate sanjeevani swagama.
Hrideva pare nava bhakti sasaya vitate sanjeevani swagama.
Rambhe kamata partu dahadamani viswapadulasni.
Rambhe kamata paratu dahadamini Vishwapaga ulhasini.
Duran me marusakhino visarashi bhavaya bhuyat prabhu.
Dhura me marushakino pisarasi bhavaya bhuyata prabhu.
Shri Chaitanya Kripa Nirankush Maha Madhurya Kadambini.
Sri Chaitanya Kripa Nirankush Maha Madhurya Kadambini. Very good. What's your name?
Satyanshi.
Satyanshi. Okay, thank you. So we have to at least practice this 2 Mangalacharan verses, and not only practice but internalize the mood of these verses. The mercy of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Prabhu Sri Chaitanya Kripa. There is a word Kripa and there is a word Daya. The Kripa is those you consider your own. Daya is for those you don't know. So there is a difference between Kripa and Daya. In Bhagavad Gita, we say, Kripaya avishtam. Arjuna has a Kripa because he has all relatives on the opposite. It's not Daya. So Kripa is for those who you know they are your own. Daya is for unknown people. So Mahaprabhu's Kripa, it means Mahaprabhu owns everybody. Ultimately he is a Supreme Lord. So he owns everybody. It's something like Mamatva, they are mine. And what type of Kripa is? Uncontrollable cloud bank of exquisitely sweet nectar. Nirankush. Nirankush means which is uncontrolled. It means unlimited. There's no obstruction to this. It's ahituki. We say nirankush means ahituki. There's no reason. It's just it's open for all. Mahaprabhu is a garland of devotional service, and he's putting around everybody's neck whoever comes, without any eligibility or adhikar. So there is the meaning of nirankush. Cloud bank of exquisitely sweet nectar is Madhurya kadambini. Madhurya kadambini. So mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in the form of a cloud of nectar of what is this? What sort of nectar is this? This nectar is taken from which book? It means it is the nectar is a bhakti ras. What is nectar? Bhakti ras. And from in a nectar of devotion, the ras is taken from where?
From sea, from ocean.
From ocean. No, it is the ocean of mellows of bhakti, but from where ras is taken? From Srimad Bhagavatam. The mellows or ras of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is taken from Srimad Bhagavatam. Second verse of Mangalacharana of Bhagavatam is Rasamalayam. Bhagavat is rasa. So ras is taken from Bhagavad. So this Mahamadhurya Kadambini is showering the nectar of Bhakti Ras. Now the next line says, whose sudden appearance, swagam arambhe. Arambhe means in the beginning. In the beginning means all of a sudden it appears. Agame means it appears. Fully rejuvenate, sanjeevani. It means when bhakti, seed of bhakti enters in somebody's heart by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that person is rejuvenated. He is awakened to life. The grain of ninefold bhakti. So what comes into the heart of a devotee by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Nava bhakti sasya vitate. Nava bhakti means ninefold of devotion. Sir, here in chanting, remembering this Navada bhakti, Sharanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pada Sevanam. This it, and what type of bhakti is this? This Navada bhakti is a sadhana bhakti. It is sadhana bhakti. It's not sadhya bhakti. It is sadhana bhakti in practice.
There is also the Raganuga Bhakti.
Huh?
Sadhana Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti, because both is there.
Both are called sadhana bhakti.
Vedic.
Both are sadhana. Vaidhi and Raganuga, both are sadhana. In the field of the heart, Hridaya Vipare. And what is this heart actually? What is heart? What we mean by heart? Is this pulsating heart which is in the heart? No. What is heart? Cheto. Consciousness. Cheto Darpana. In the consciousness. Extinguishes the burning summer heat of the lust. Kama tapa taru daha damini. Kama means lust. Tap, burning. Taru daha damani. Generally taru means actually the burning summer heat of lust. So it is something like we sing every day, Sansara Davanal Leda Loka, it's like a burning forest fire, which is outside is also inside the heart. And it is extinguished by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through the mercy of a spiritual master. And bestow rapture of universal river of living beings. And bestow rapture to the universal river of living being. Vishwa apaga ulhasini. Vishwa means universal. Apaga means river, which means which is flowing. And ulahasini means it overflows. Actually, it overflows from the banks. Then it reaches everywhere. Otherwise, a river is going within the limit of the both shores of the river, but it is overflows. Then it reaches to everybody, inundate the whole universe. From far off, Duran. From far off, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in Navadip, and this river of the Bhakti is overflowing in the USA, in New York, by Srila Prabhupada's mercy. So it's from Duran, it's from far away. Or the other meaning is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears 540 years back, but it's still, though it is Dura, it is far away, but still the mercy is working. May those clouds of Lord's mercy give satisfaction and pleasure. Sarasi bhavaya bhuyat. May those clouds of Lord's mercy give satisfaction and pleasure. Sarasi bhavaya. Satisfaction and pleasure. Even to the worldless soul, a dried up tree in the desert. May me maru sakhino api, like a tree in the desert. So this is the mood of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, that I am far away from Mahaprabhu's mercy. He appeared 300 years before me, but still his mercy is flowing through the parampara, and may that rejuvenate my heart from and cool it down from the burning heat of the lust. That's what the whole mood of this verse is. It means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy is available to all. And this is our second Mangalacharan verse. Bhakti puravai sarita tamto rasam pashyeda yada atadhi tamanaumi satatam rupa nama priya janam hare bhakti puravai sharita tamto rasam pashyeda yada atadhi tamanomi satatam rupa nama priya janam hare. Though there are others who in the past have taken up the path of devotional service to the Lord, bhakti, devotional service, purvai in the past, sharita, a river, tam tu, they have also, like Narada has practiced bhakti, the Prahlad Maharaj has practiced bhakti, Amrish Maharaj has practiced bhakti. So bhakti was already existing. But I pay my continual obeisance. Naumi satatam. Naumi means pay obeisance, satatam means continuous. I pay my continuous obeisance to Srila Rupa Goswami. Rupa Nama. By name Rupa Goswami. Who is dearmost to the Lord? Priya Jana Hare. Hare is Lord and Priya Jana means he is very dear to the Lord. Why? By his mercy, humanity has received the intelligence. Yada atadhi. Dhi means intelligence. To see all rasas, relationship with the Lord, melos, revealed by bhakti, devotion to the Lord. Rasam pashyed. So before Rupa Goswami, bhakti was considered simply sort of devotion without understanding of mamatva to the Lord. Lord is my friend, Lord is my master, Lord is my son, Lord is my lover. So there was no such feeling before that. So this feeling of ras is given by Srila Rupa Goswami. So in our first hour, the next topic was, so what is rasa? Is Brahma rasa or one who is this Pratishta or the support of the Brahma is ras. Brahma is not ras, Brahma is a tail. Brahma Pucham. Tail of the absolute truth. Supreme Personality of Godhead. Who is Rasa Raj? And that Rasa is in a person. And that person is Akhil Rasa Murti Sri Krishna. So this was the flow of our first shower. Is okay? And then to describe different rasas, there was a verse quoted from Bhagavatam, Malanam. So at the wrestling arena, all the different mellows different people have in their hearts when they saw Krishna in the wrestling arena. So this was the beginning of the first shower, okay? So devotion given by Rupa Goswami is full of, therefore Rupa Goswami is our Rasa Shastra and Abhidheya Acharya. Abhidheya Acharya means he teaches us how to practice bhakti. So Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu teaches us what is bhakti. And Madhurya Kadambini teaches us how we step by step advance in bhakti. Our advancement step by step is in the Madhurya Kadambini. So after that, what we discussed was bhakti is, there are two words used for bhakti. What are the two words? Ahituki, apratihata, this is a verse quoted also. Prema. The two words are self-revealing and independent. Bhakti is self-revealing and independent. Self-revealing, Lord is self-revealing and bhakti is self-revealing. Lord is independent, bhakti is independent. Independent of what? Independent of karma, gyana and yoga. And also independent of purity and faith. Is not dependent of any of these things. This is what we have discussed in the first shower. Is it okay?
There is a question from first hour.
From?
First hour. We already have completed. Question is that, Krishna. Question is that, as it is said in the first hour that bhakti comes from the mercy of a devotee only, and there is no other cause of bhakti being added. But it also been said in different shastra that nitya shintu Krishna prem shatra kabinay savanadi shuddha chitta karre udai. So from this sloka we can know that it is already in our heart. We just reawaken the mood, and here it is given by the devotee. So how we can reconcile these two points?
Siddha bhakti means perfected bhakti, which is of two types, bhav and prem. This is in the seed form in everybody's heart. But to awaken that, there is a need of bhakti in practice, sadhan bhakti. And that sadhan bhakti we get from a devotee. The seed of the sadhan bhakti we get from a devotee. And by practice of sadhan bhakti, we awaken bhav bhakti, which is already there. More deeper than this is, not only we get the seed of the sadhan bhakti, and actually to awaken the bhav bhakti, we need two energies of the Lord. Samvit Shakti, which make a devotee to know who is Krishna and what is our relationship with Krishna. And Haladini Shakti, which nourishes our blissful experience of bhakti. These two energies can only come from a heart of a devotee. Then only prema bhakti manifest. Bhav bhakti will not manifest until as these two energy, Samvit Shakti and Haladini Shakti. What is Samvit and Haladini? Anybody knows? What is Samvit Shakti, Haladini Shakti?
Samvit Shakti, Maharaj, it is the energy by which Sri Krishna and the whole world is existing.
It's Sat Chit Anand.
Satchitananda.
Sat is Sandhini Shakti, Chit is Samvit Shakti, and Anand is Haladini Shakti, same word. But these two energies has to come from pure devotee's heart. Usually bhakti comes from bhakti, seed of the bhakti, which we'll discuss today. It can come from the mercy of the Supreme Lord also, but which is very rare, like Srila Rupa Goswami says, like an honorary PhD degree, which is not available for everybody. It can come from mercy of Supreme Lord, but that is not a process. So we are starting our second shower now. Madhurya Kadambini, Cloud Megam Nectar, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. This is second shower of nectar. In this chapter we have development of bhakti as Shraddha, which is the Ado Shraddha, then Sadhu Sangha, and then Bhajan Kriya. So these three topics are discussed in this second shower, as well as the divisions of Bhajan Kriya. So there are some 5-6 different say sort of Bhajan Kriya in different stages. So this is the subject matter of our second shower. Now, this is the first verse which Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, this Madhurya Kadambini is not discussing Mayavad refutation. So there is no Dvaita Advaitavad in this book. This book is not touching that aspect of the philosophy, Dvaita Advaitavad. If then Chakravarti Pad says, in this book Madhurya Kadambini there is no discussion on Dvaita Advaitavad. Anybody know what is Dvaitavad and Advaitavad? And what are they called? I am God. Advait means there is no difference between the Brahma and the soul. They are one. And Dvait means there is a difference. They are two. So they are called darshan. We have 6 darshan. So basically when we hear, till we see darshan, our hearing is not complete. Hearing must develop to the stage of seeing. Bhav Artha written by the Acharya, they see actually what is the meaning of these words in the form. If, however, someone wants to know about the explanation of the simultaneous difference and non-difference between the Advaita and Dvaitavad or Achanta Bheda Bheda, he can study the book Aishwarya Kadambini. It's another book written by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, which is not available now. It's not available. So this is just a knowledge. Now, the 2 type of bhakti, Rag and Vaidhi. So start with the second text, 2 type of bhakti, Rag and Vaidhi. And both are sadhan bhakti. Both are sadhan bhakti. And this is the original prose text and its translation, but we are going like this. Unallied devotion unmixed with gyaan, karam and other can be compared to wish-fulfilling creeper appearing in the field of the senses. This is the first line of the second verse. Idanim karana kedari kasu. Karana means senses. Ear, nose, throat, their senses are inner senses, mind, intelligence. They are all called senses. Inner senses and external senses. So karana kedari kasu pradurbhavantas, it manifests. Pradurbhav means manifest. What manifests? That bhakti which is gyaan karmadi amishritavena. It's not mixed with gyaan and karma, which means unallied devotional service. And that this is according to the definition of Srila Rupa Goswami. Anyabhilashita sunyam. Okay? And it resembles to Shuddhaya kalpa valaya api. Kalpa means wish-fulfilling tree and valaya means creeper. So unallied devotional service unmixed with gyaan and karma and other can be compared to wish-fulfilling creeper appearing in the field of the senses. Second line says, this bhakti is shelter of fortune devotee, is a shelter of fortunate devotees, who are like bees, desiring to taste only nectar, and who want to give up all desires except Bhagavan and Bhakti. So, when this seed of Uttama Bhakti enters from a pure devotee by sadhu sangha into the heart of a devotee, there are two things manifest. Now, one is like the bees desiring to taste. This is the two word here. See, madhu vartai and dhrit vartai. Dhrit vartai means second one, who vote to give up all desire except Bhagavan and Bhakti. This is dhrit vartai. Dhrit vartai. They have a fixed vow. I have only interest in Supreme Lord and Bhakti, nothing else. And madhu virti is same thing, like a honey bee just wants nectar, nothing else. So only madhu virti and dhrit virti, these two things appear in the heart of a fortunate devotee. So this is the second line of this verse, and third line is this.
When the word fortunate devotee is used, my question is, there are fortunate devotees, and this kind of bhakti which is free from jnana and karma becomes the shelter of that fortunate devotees, or after the bhakti coming over, this kind of bhakti coming over, unalloyed bhakti coming over, they become fortunate devotees. How to understand this?
We have discussed this thing in a first class. Anybody can tell what is the meaning of yad richaya or ati bhagyavan? What is the meaning of that? We discussed this in the first class. Bhagyavan, ati bhagyavan means association of a pure devotee. Bhagya, which means the seed of devotion has to come from a pure devotee. So Bhagyavan means having association of a devotee. That is the meaning of fortunate. Whenever there is a word yad richa or fortunate or ati bhagyavan, always consider it is the mercy of Guru and Krishna both, but mercy of Krishna through Guru or through pure devotee. That is the meaning of bhagyavan. Okay? Now it says, the very life of this creeper, which is creeper? Bhakti creeper, is favorable loving service to the Lord. Anukulyena Krishna anusilanam. Swa vishwai ka anukulya mula pranaya. The very life means mool pranaya of this creeper is favorable loving service to the Lord, anukuli. Like a touchstone, this creeper of bhakti eventually transforms the iron-like material nature of the senses into the most pure transcendental gold. What it means is bhakti transforms our material senses into spiritual senses. And what actually it means is these two words, when you see iron and gold, then you must remember one verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Difference between lust and love is, lust is like iron and love is like gold. It means transformation of the senses from sense gratification to love of God. That is the meaning of these two words. Anybody remember this verse? Yeah. Atma Tirti naam dhare kaam, Krishna Tirti naam dhare prem. Or dono mein, what is the difference between the two? One is like a gold and other is like iron. So these two words classify the lust transform into the love. Actually what happened? Originally we have love, as you said. But in this material world, by contamination of the three modes of material nature, particularly mode of passion, this love of God is a vikrita. It is not transformed, it is deformed as lust. And where is this? I am speaking this from where? 3rd chapter Bhagavad Gita. Kamesha, Krodesha, Rajogun, Samudbhava. Then you read the whole 3-4 verses, then you'll come to know that Srila Prabhupada, right? Original love of God, which has now become misdirected to become a lust because of the mode of passion, needs to be again transformed into love of God. That's what it means actually. So senses, which are now perverted for sense gratification by appearance of the bhakti, like touchstone, like iron become gold, so these senses now not interested in sense enjoyment, but they are now only to please Krishna, to give pleasure to Krishna. Then Bhagavad Gita you have done in a Bhakti Shastri, right? In a preface there is a one question always. What is the central point of Bhagavad Gita? Preface, last page is half, last but one page, last few lines, and last page there is a word central point of Bhagavad Gita. There is rule of sadhana bhakti. Instead of satisfying one's own senses, if we satisfy the sense of Krishna, that is the central point of Bhagavad Gita. Krishna wants this, he demands this. You read the preface, these are the words written there.
934.
Preface. Central point of Bhagavad Gita. Gradually the sadhana bhakti creeper sprouts and unfold 2 leaves. And what are these 2 leaves? The first is called Kleshagni, destroyer of the material suffering, and the second is called Shubhada, giver of all auspiciousness. This in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu we study the 2 results of sadhana bhakti, Kleshagani and Shubhada. Now, this is the first line, we are reading the second text still. Now, in the beginning of the second shower of nectar, Srila Vishwanath Thakur described the appearance of bhakti desire creeper in the devotee's heart, its qualities and nature. So what is the subject matter here? Appearance of the bhakti desire creeper. It means bhakti lata. Bij will be there, bhakti lata. Where? In the heart of a devotee. And what are the qualities of this bhakti creeper? And what is the nature of bhakti creeper? Later he will describe the gradual progress of sadhana bhakti. It means Vaidhi and sadhana. Devotion free from all desires other than Krishna and mixed with karma and gyaan and so on is known as pure devotion. It's very simple. Pure devotion is compared here with the wish-fulfilling creeper so that everyone can easily understand its qualities, performances and gradual progression. Because there's a creeper, so there are qualities of the creeper and how it grows, how it progresses. One may say that a creeper cannot appear at all without seed. There is a question. Is there any seed from which bhakti creeper appears? Yes. Mahaprabhu says, when it's not instructing Rupa Goswami, Brahmanda Brahmite koi bhagyavan jeev, Guru Krishna prasade paye bhakti lata bij. Here the word bhagyavan is fortunate. And he become fortunate by the mercy of Guru and Krishna. माली होया करे से बीज आरोपण Sharvana Kirtan Jale Korae Sichana. When the living entity, while wandering throughout the universe in different species, attain good fortune. How? By the causeless mercy of Guru, which means devotee, and Krishna. Then only he can get the seed of wish-fulfilling bhakti creeper. He becomes a gardener who plant the seed and water it by hearing and chanting of Krishna. So, in the Laghu Toshani commentary of Bhagavad verse by Jiva Goswami, Bhav apavargao brahmato yada. Say Bhava, Bhavna. Bhava apavarga. Bhava means this material world. Apavarga means Bhava apavarga. Pavarga and apavarga. Brahmato yada. It means while he's coming life and birth again and again in this material world. Sri Jiva Goswami describe Tatta Sangamena, Satta Sangamena, Ratya Ankura. Ratya means bhav. Ankur means the sprout. Mati jayate iti. Mati. Mati means intelligence of the future. The intelligence of the past. If you remember, you have a past intelligence, it is called memory. In English, there is only one word, intelligence. But in Sanskrit, Smrti is the intelligence of the past. Buddhi is the intelligence of present. And Mati is the intelligence of the future. So this is Mati. So actually what a spiritual master gives, he gives intelligence of the future. By association of sadhu, satat sangamena, the desire to do Krishna bhajan appears. So this desire to do Krishna bhajan is a mati. This is called mati and is the seed of bhakti creeper. This is called bhajaneshu ispara. Bhajaneshu ispara. Bhajaneshu means in a practice of devotional service, and ispara means desire. This is the stage of bhajaneshu ispara. Watering the seed with Shravan and Kirtan makes the Bhakti Kripa sprout in the field of the devotee's senses. In the eyes to see the Lord, in the ears to hear Krishna Katha, Bhajan, Kirtan, in the tongue to taste Prasad, in these all senses. Favorable service to Lord is the root of that creeper, already we have discussed. The very life force of the Bhakti is to give pleasure to Sri Krishna. Anukuliyana, Krishna Anusilana. Srila Jiva Goswami explained the characteristic of love of God in his Priti Sandarbha, that serving Krishna in a favorable mood is the main characteristic and is very life of Bhagavat Priti or Bhakti. Bhakti means love Krishna favorably. The desire to give pleasure to Lord is in a favorable way appears from bhakti. Concomitantly, one develops a desire to attain him, attain Krishna. Favorably work for Krishna, desire to attain Krishna. Gradually, by realizing the Lord through favorable service, one attains supremely blissful knowledge about Krishna, which means sambandh gyaan. Now, this bhakti, because here the word used, can you see this word? Rati Ankur. And in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, this Rati Ankur is Bhav, there is another word for bhav, semblance of bhav. You remember, this is the verse. प्रतिबिंब तथा छाया भेदा तत्व विचार भक्ति आभास द्विधा सोअपि व्रजनी रसादिभि. Those who desire to relish the liquid mellows of devotion, bhakti rasa. Anybody knows how ras manifest? Huh? This is the right answer. First one should have sthai bhav, like dasya, sakha, vatsalya or madhurya. Then there should be anubhav, udipan, alamban. Then there is anubhav, voluntary action. Then satvik bhav, involuntary action. And then sanchari bhav, 4. These 4, vaibhav, anubhav, satvik bhav and sanchari bhav, when they exert their influence on sthai bhav, then ras is relished. There is a diagram, we don't have no blackboard here. In the center you write sthai bhav. Then on a left side you write vibhava, and arrow goes to the sthai bhav, vibhava, exert influence on the sthai bhav. Then write anubhav, and arrow goes to the sthai bhav. Then write satvik bhav, arrow goes to the sthai bhav. And then sanchari bhav, arrow goes to the, and then below from the sthai bhav comes ras. This is nectar of devotion, the second, after chapter 19. किसी ने बनाया ये नोट, ये कहाँ चली गई? Where is she gone? बनाया किसी ने? दिखाई. It's like that, but you have done wrong arrows. This is sthai bhav. Sthai bhav. Bhav. Now this arrow comes from vibhav. This comes from anubhav. This arrow comes from satvik bhav. This arrow comes from sanchari, and then from here comes ras. It's like this. So these are the 2 words we have discussed in nectar of devotion. It's called rati abhas. Anybody remember? Pratibam rati and chaya rati. But here actually, those who desire to relish the liquid mellows of devotion, bhakti ras, should always remain aloof from both type of bhakti abhas. Here it is called bhakti abhas, and in nectar of devotion it is called bhav abhas. Bhav bhakti abhas. This is in the chapter 17 about the bhav bhakti. 17 and 18 bhav bhakti. There, chapter 18 describe this in nectar of devotion. So what is this bhav abhas? Bhakti abhas, number 1. Semblance of devotion of the 2 types. It looks like devotion, but it's not devotion. It looks like devotion. And first is called pratibimba, bhakti abhas. And the other is called chaya bhakti abhas. So in bhakti rasamrita it is a rasabhas, but here it is a bhakti abhas. So what it means, the first one is like that. Someone practice bhakti, you think he is doing bhakti, but he has some other goal in the mind. Many devotees come in our temple, they do bhakti, they follow all rule and regulation, but their objective is to go to America. Their goal is to get some benefit. They have no interest actually in bhakti. They are doing bhakti for some other goal. That is called pratibim bhakti abhas. Pratibim bhakti, this is pratibim bhakti abhas. Many devotees coming for somehow somebody's last hour's business, come in the bhakti just to meet some people and start again something. They have many motives. For that they come in bhakti. So that is called bhakti abhas. They practice bhakti, but their goal is not bhakti. Their goal is something else. The other is chaya bhakti. Bhakti abhas, chaya bhakti abhas. This is something like that. He has no other motive. And he has no interest in bhakti also. But when he comes in the temple, he sees other devotee dancing, he also dances. He sees some other devotee having a good, devotional feeling. So because of the devotional feeling of good devotee, become a shadow. And that devotee just do some bhakti for some time. As soon as he is away from that person, he forget bhakti. So the people perform bhakti in some association of somebody, and when that person is gone, the bhakti is gone. It's called chaya. Chaya is not as bad as pratibam, because pratibam has an ulterior motive. Chaya has at least not ulterior motive. Usually by the devotees, practice of bhakti, people are start practicing bhakti. When they are in contact of those devotees, they do nice bhakti. It's not a good example, but it's like that. When the spiritual master comes, all becomes very jubilant. But when he goes, everybody goes back and hide where he was before. This is basically something like chaya. In the presence of a pure devotee, you are too enthusiastic and then you become slow down. But at least this is not a right example, but it's like that.
Bhakti is called sadhana bhakti only if the goal is bhava bhakti.
Huh?
Bhakti is called sadhana bhakti if the goal is bhava bhakti. If the bhava bhakti is not the goal, then it is not sadhana bhakti.
Sadhana bhakti is a means to awaken bhava bhakti.
Yes. Any bhakti will be called sadhana only if the goal is bhava. If the goal is not bhava bhakti of them, then it is not sadhana bhakti.
I will say 99% people around us have no bhava bhakti.
Then the goal should be bhava bhakti.
Even they are at the level of Shraddha, not Shraddha. Really speaking, if we read what Chakravarti Pad is saying is, we are not reached to the stage of Shraddha, which is the engine within the soul. Shraddha, Mayo, Ayam, Purushaha, Bhagavad Gita said, the human being, this living entity is made of Shraddha. Shraddha only to please Krishna. Whose heart has that? We have to please so many other people in our life. We are not actually, really speaking, people at a Nishtha level are very less. When we evaluate, we will see where we stand actually. This book is to show us how we are progressing. Bhav Bhakti is a very high stage. This is very high stage actually speaking. Uttam Adhikari only. Uttam Adhikari. Therefore, everywhere Prabhupada writes, we have to approach Uttam Adhikari. Otherwise, we will be at the level where the practitioner is. But the beginner can also inspire somebody to develop a desire for people to practice. So this works. So these two types of bhakti should be given up. What are the two types of bhakti? Bhakti abhas. What are two types of bhakti abhas? Chaya bhakti abhas and pratibam. Which is dangerous of the two? Pratibam is dangerous of the two. Okay?
Recently, one of our teachers mentioned that there are some people in ISKCON where they got initiated, but somehow or the other they lost faith, they don't have faith in Prabhupada, and they say that we have no place to go, what else can we do? So they are superficially remaining in the society and without faith, they're chanting 16 rounds and that. So can that be considered as under the second category?
Some could be like that. Many people, when Prabhupada was there with Prabhupada, when Prabhupada left, many left. So they had a bhakti which is like abhas. It's chaya abhas. Because of presence of Prabhupada, they were doing it. After that, it was not working. So it is possible. We have both type of devotees among us. Chaya as well as pratibha. Motivated devotees are also there. And devotees who are inspired by some people, therefore they are there. If that person is not there, then they are not. We have seen so many devotees, they were in this ISKCON because of certain person. When that person left, they also left. We have seen many such examples. Big spiritual master, they left, and then most of the disciples left. So this is a common feature. So there are two. Now let us read it. Has a tendency to make a living entity commit offenses. While chaya, bhakti, abhas is incomplete in itself. So actually pratibimb is an offense. Because he has different motive. The execution of unalloyed devotional service is the only recommended activity for the living entity. No abhas, bhakti abhas. Now we are doing verse number 2. Now what are the two result of bhakti? Klesha, Gani and Shubhada. Now this sprout becomes more. First the two leaves appears on the bhakti creeper. Two leaves appears on bhakti. That says the two leaves now appears. The inner surface of the two leaves. Inner surface means when the leaves are like that, the inner surface of the two leaves means upper side, which is very smooth. And is a domain of the king called rag, spontaneous devotion. And it's very smooth. And the sign of its being born out of spontaneous greed. It is the superior to the appearance from the pure affection. Affectionate relation with Lord as described in the Bhagavatam. And this verse we will discuss very soon. This is the verse. Nakarha chanmata paraha shanta rupe Nanakshamti no me anamisho ledhiyeti Yesham aham priya atma sutascha Sakha guru suhridaivam ishtam. So this is the verse from 3rd Canto Srimad Bhagavatam, 25 chapter 38. The devotees in the spiritual world are never deprived of any enjoyment. Na karachit nankshanti. The wheel of time, which means fear, me animisho bhetihi, does not affect these devotees. For whom, what type of devotees are they? For those devotees, I am lover, Madhurya Bhakti. I am son, Vatsalya Bhakti. I am friend, Sakha Bhakti. And I am worshipful deity, this is Dasya Bhakti. So these are the four type of devotion. So there is an affection to the Lord. So this is the devotion called Rag. This is Rag. This verse is for the inner surface, smooth surface of leaves of the bhakti creeper called king Rag. And this is the other one. The outer surface of the leaf is ruled by another king called Vaidhi Bhakti. Regulative devotion. And it's slightly rough in nature. And a sign of its being born from injection of the scripture. So this has developed from the scripture. Injection means rules and regulation. Vaidhi Bhakti. It is somewhat inferior and slightly rough due to the lack of pure affectionate relation with Lord. This is out because of the fear. Because Shastra says if you don't practice this, you will go to hell, something like that. So they practice it. So this is called a VIHE sadhana. And here is the verse for this. It will come. This verse is Tasmad bhat sarvatma ishvaro bhagavan hari shrotavyam kirtitvam smrityam jadichato abhayam. This is the verse. Here is the verse. This is the verse. Tasmad bhat sarvatma bhagavan ishvaro hari shrotavyah kirtavyascha smrtavyascha ichchato abhayam. O descendant of King Bharat, therefore the Lord who is Paramatma, Bhagavan and Lord of power should be heard about, glorified and remembered by those desiring freedom from fear. It means they are following the rules and regulation of Shastra. So this is Vaidhi Bhakti. So, therefore person desiring fearlessness should worship the Lord Paramatma. However, both Rag and Vedi almost equally manifest the symptom of Klesha, Gani and Shubda. It means both practice of bhakti, either Rag or Vedi. The two results are same. Klesha Gani will be there and Shubda will be there. Now we are going to verse number 3. Now we will discuss what is Kalesha and how they appear and how to. But still there is something which is lacking. It will come. So here, there are 5 types of Kalesh. Klesha are 5 types, okay? Klesha are 5 types. What are the 5 types? Avidya, Asmita, Rag, Dvesh, Abhinvesh. The 4 types of sin. And what are the 4 types of sins? Prarabdha, Aprarabdha, and Rood and Bij. Rood is sometimes called Koot. This is a verse from Padma Purana. Are also included in Clash. So 5 types of Clash and 4 types of sinful reactions. They are all included in Clash. Okay? Shubha refers to qualities such as disinterest in material affairs, interest in Lord. This is the meaning of Shubhada. And there are 12 qualities of Shubhada. And these are 12 qualities written here. Number 1, mercifulness. So disinterest in material affairs, interest in Lord. 2, 3, serving the Lord favorably. 4, mercifulness. 6, forgiveness. 7, truthfulness. 8, straightforwardness. 9, evenness of the temper. 10, steadiness. 11, gravity. And respectfulness, humility, all good fortune, and so on. So these are the some 12 qualities. They are called Shubhada. And Bhagavatam has a verse which says all the good qualities automatically appear in devotee, and this is the verse. Shubhada are auspicious, consist of such qualities as distinct in material affairs. What are the qualities? As a disinterest in material affairs, interest in Supreme Lord, same thing. And this is a verse quoted for the good qualities from 5th canto, Prahlad Maharaj. Yasyasi bhakti bhagavati akinchana sarvai gunahi tatra samasate suraha harava bhaktasya kuto mahad gunan मनोरथे नास्ति धावतो बहि. The devatas constantly dwell with all good qualities in that person who has pure bhakti for the Lord. There are no good qualities of the non-devotees who chase after temporary material objects with desire for material pleasure. Now verse 3 continues. Klesha are 5 types, avidya, asmita, and 4 types of sin. Same thing. Now this is the 5 types of, from where we got the 5 types of klesha. Patanjali Yoga Darshan, 3rd Sutra of Sadhan Pad. It's written avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha, pancha klesha. This is the verse from Patanjali. Now what is the meaning of this avidya? Ignorance. What about what? To mistake that which is impermanent to be permanent. That which is full of misery to be blissful. That which is impure to be pure. And that which is not the self to be the self. This is the definition of avidya. Asmita, false ego, the bodily identification I and mine, and to accept only direct sense perception as real. This is asmita. Rag, attachment means attachment to what? Desire for material happiness and those means which give that material happiness. I want some material happiness and the means for that is money. Mean for that is say, house, car, all these things. And dvesh, hatred. Repulsion to unhappiness are the cause of unhappiness. And abhinivesh, absorption in body as the basis for sense gratification. Completely absorbed in the bodily concept of life and just in the mood of enjoyment. And number 2, fear of death. 2 things. And then there are verses quoted here. This is the verse quoted about the last word, abhinivesh. Bhayam dveta abhiniveshatah sya ishad apetasya viprayayo asmrti tanmayaya ato baddha abhajet tam bhaktya ekaisham gurudevatma. So fear arises from living entities misidentifies himself as the material body because of absorption in external illusory energy of the Lord. When the living entity thus turns away from the Supreme Lord, he also forgets his own constitutional position as servant of the Lord. This bewildering fearful condition is affected by the potency for illusion called Maya. Therefore, an intelligent person should engage unflinchingly in the unalloyed devotional service to the Lord under the guidance of bona fide spiritual master, whom he should accept as his worshipable deity and his very life and soul. Priti nayavan mai vasudeve namuchyayata deha yoge natavat. This is another verse quoted from Rishabdev's teaching. Therefore, until one has love for the Lord Vasudeva, who is none other than myself, he is certainly not delivered from moving, for having to accept material body again and again. So without developing love of Krishna, not possible of getting free from bodily concept or repeated birth and death. So this is the meaning of abhinivesh. Now what is the cause of all this? Avidya is the cause of other 4. For all other 4 clashes, avidya is the cause. Because of ignorance, we have rag, we have dvesh, we have abhinivesh, and we have asmita. Only bhakti can destroy the root cause of avidya. No other process can do that. Gyaan can only describe the desire for sin, but not the root cause of this sin, avidya. Avidya can only be destroyed by bhakti, by no other means. This we have discussed in a Nectar of Devotion. Now we are reached here. Sadhan bhakti has the power to destroy ignorance. This is the verse. How the ignorance means avidya is destroyed. Yada pada pankaja pilasa vilasa bhaktya karamasyam gantim udaganthayanti santa tadvanna rikta matayo yatayo piruddha shroto gunastam aranam bhaja vasudevam. Sri Sant Kumar told Maharaj Prithu, O king, the devotees who are engaged in the service of the lotus feet, toes of the lotus feet of the Lord, very easily overcome the hard knot of ignorance. This devotion is like ever-increasing effulgence shining from the toes of the lotus feet of Lord. This means bhakti appears from the lotus feet of the Lord. But the universe, but the unwise sannyasis that are inclined towards the non-personal Brahm and try to overcome material desires and senses are unable to do so. Therefore, you should worship Lord Vasudeva, who is worth taking shelter of. So, avidya is destroyed by bhakti. By destruction of avidya, the destruction of the other four klesha follow automatically, since they are all result of avidya. The Bhagavata 3:33-6 describes the destruction of prarabdha. Now we are going to the other part of klesh. The klesh avidya part is over, now the sin part. The result of the klesh is sin. Anybody remember this klesha gani from Nectar of Devotion? Klesh means suffering. Suffering comes from sin. Sin comes from sinful desire. Sinful desire comes from avidya. So avidya is the root cause which give rise to material desires, which give rise to sinful proclivity, sinful nature, desire, and that result into klesha. So you make a descending chart. On the top right, ignorance leads to material desire. Arrow down leads to sinful activity. Result in klesha or suffering. So other process may destroy, suffering may be destroyed, sinful activity may be destroyed, material desire may be stopped, but avidya only by bhakti, no other process. So now we are coming to the Bhagavatam. This describes the destruction of prarabdha sin through sadhan bhakti as well. Devuti says to Kapil Dev, what to speak of fortune of the person who sees the Lord face to face? Even a low-class person born in the Chandal family of the dog eaters, simply by hearing, chanting and praying, paying obeisances or remembering the Lord, immediately become qualified to perform Vedic sacrifices or become most honorable. This is a prarabdha. What is the meaning of prarabdha? There are four words we have used. Aprarabdha,
Unmanifest.
aprarabdha, then kuta bij, there was one more, and prarabdha. Okay? So aprarabdha means we have done some sinful activities, but the result is not yet ready. It's may come after 10 lives, may come up after some time. Not in this life at least. And Kut is also, now it is fructifying, maybe some other life it will be. It will come earlier than the aprarabdha. Bij means already fructified. And prarabdha means right now we are born in some family We have some happiness, some suffering, that is prarabdha. So this is saying prarabdha is destroyed. Means now somebody is born as a chandal. So his prarabdha is very bad because he was sinful. Therefore he got a bad life. But by chanting holy name and practicing bhakti, he can perform yajna, means he can do the Brahman's job. It means in this life, without even change of body, the person who was low born can act as a Brahman. It means prarabdha is change. Prarabdha is change. He is accepted as a qualified Brahman. The prarabdha is change. So this much is about klesha. Now it's coming to Shubha. Shubha refers to qualities such as disinterest in material affairs and interest in Lord. These are the two main headings. And serving the Lord favorably, mercifulness, forgiveness. These are the 12 qualities of the Shubhada. And then verse we have already chanted. Yasyasi Bhakti, we have finished this. Now we are coming to verse number 3. What we have discussed till now is Bhakti, two results of the Bhakti, Klesha Gani and Shubhada, and the two type of sadhan Bhakti, Rag and Veda, and then 5 type of Klesha and 4 type of sinful activities, and how they are destroyed by Bhakti. Now the third text says, the fruit of sadhan Bhakti is avidya, that avidya, klesh, prarabdha and other sins are destroyed and all good qualities appear in the devotee. This characteristic of Bhakti is known as Shubhada. This is called Shubhada. Sarva maha guna gana vaishnave sarire Krishna bhakte krishnera guna sakala sanchare. All good qualities dwell in body of Vaishnava, all qualities of Krishna exist in the devotee of Krishna. A devotee who attains even a slight taste in hearing and chanting of Lord's name, form, qualities and pastime automatically become disinterested in miserable material form, taste and smell and so on. What to speak of material enjoyment, even the bliss of Brahma realization also become very insignificant to him. Krishna pada padam gandha ye jana paye. Brahma lokadi sukh tare nahi bhaye. Anyone who gains even a sniff of the lotus feet of Krishna is not even interested in the bliss of the Brahma anymore. It's a whiff, I don't know, it should be sniff, which means gandha. The word is gandha, which is a whiff. All the desire of devotees are gradually centered on the lotus feet of the Lord. Then favorable service to the Lord becomes the very life of the devotee. Thought of giving pleasure to his worshipable Lord always illuminate the temple of his heart. By grace of Bhakti Devi, the heart of practicing devotees is always filled with thoughts favorable to Krishna and create a wonderful beauty within the temple of the heart. This is something interesting. Then, yes. क्या हो गया? ऑनलाइन में क्वेश्चन है, क्या कह रहा है? क्या कह रही है?
Please ask your question.
Yes.
So, you said what we are suffering or what we are enjoying, that is prarabdha karma, prarabdha. So, our prarabdha will not change because of bhakti. but our aprarabdha will change. That is what I understood. Is it right, Prabhu?
What I am saying is, only prarabdha is described here, but we have described in nectar of devotion, prarabdha, aprarabdha, koot, bij, all can be destroyed by bhakti. No? नहीं सुने? Here only there is one verse describing prarabdha described or destroyed, which is most difficult. And also it is described the cause of the all klesha, ignorance is destroyed. The all other are in between, all are destroyed. Aprarabdha, they are in a seed form, which are immediately destroyed. Prarabdha very difficult. Already we have got the body and everything. Still, we can destroy the prarabdha by bhakti. That is important. Two are most important: ignorance destruction by bhakti, and prarabdha destroyed by bhakti. No other process can do that except bhakti. Okay, Hare Krishna. So Shubhada, Klesh means the cause of suffering, second shower of nectar. So these are the 12 qualities. Here we have similar qualities in Bhagavad Gita, 12th chapter, 13 to 20, all these verses are Dvesha, Bhutanam, Maitra, Karuna, Evacha. And we have also these qualities in Bhagavad. But there's a difference between the two type of guna. In a devotion, in 12th chapter, these are the qualities. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
If that means if a person is practicing bhakti, sadhana bhakti, then definitely these good qualities that is mentioned in the chapter 12 of Bhagavad Gita and here also should be manifested in a devotee, right, Guruji?
That's what Shubhada means. All these qualities similar like here 12, there are more qualities. They also manifest in the devotee from bhakti. And there are also some good qualities that are coming from mode of goodness. So there is a difference between the qualities coming from mode of goodness, as we have discussed last time. Anybody remember?
Yes.
There is Satviki Bhakti.
Satviki bhakti and nirguna.
Satviki Bhakti is a mixed Bhakti.
Yes.
Here is network.
ना?
Network. You can connect hotspot.
नेट चाहिए? ओ नेट यहाँ ये.
And this will be
VIHE.
promo.
No.
Promo.
Pro?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Done. I think we have to do it for everything again.
Is it
Zoom.
so DS? Yeah. Yes.
No.
Start.
What is BSI?
Bhakti Srinath. Network is there.
Huh?
Network है there is.
Unable to connect.
Internet. Start.
Hare Krishna. Time is getting over. Unable to connect. Vaishno heart is thus a soft storehouse of all good qualities. So we have this list of the good qualities from different sources, like Shubhada, from Bhakti give rise to the good qualities. They are listening?
Hare Krishna, Utkarsh Prabhu, are you here?
Yes, Madhurya, tell me.
Oh, I think they are connected.
You are connected, but our net is not working.
Your voice is fine.
दोबारा कनेक्ट करो फिर क्या ज्वाइन ज्वाइन किया आज का नंबर इसका क्या हो गया ज्वाइन हो गया यस हो गया सब हो गया
आपका माइक ऑन मत करना
हो गया ओके हरे कृष्णा let us finish this now. I wanted to go a little farther, but we are going too slow. So these are the qualities which we have discussed in Shubhada. Then compassion, forgiveness, truthfulness, honesty, these are the 12 qualities. They appear because during the sadhana bhakti. And such qualities are also described in Bhagavad Gita, which is appearing from bhakti. And also there are some qualities similar appearing in Brahma Gyana, like Sthita Pragya, or the good qualities and mode of goodness. In 16th chapter, there are qualities of the Devi Guna and Asuri Guna. So now there is also a description of these qualities in Chaitanya Charitamrita. This some 25-26 qualities of a devotee described in Chaitanya Charitamrita. To Sanatana Goswami, these qualities are described, which you can see here. Ei sab guna hai Vaishnava lakshana. So these are the verses here. All these transcendental qualities are the characteristics of pure Vaishnava. They cannot be fully described. So I am just giving a general view of some important qualities. Therefore, the devotees are merciful, non-defined, truthful, equal to all, faultless. So these are the qualities in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Now verse text 4. Uneven development in devotion, in removal of inauspiciousness and attainment of auspiciousness. Uneven, what it means, it is if we are practicing sadhana bhakti, some people have these things appear early, some people get these things appear late. So here is the verse. Bhagavad Purana 11:242. Shastra say devotion, realization of the Lord, and detachment to the objects other than the Lord. All these three symptoms simultaneously appear in the devotee. Bhakti pareshanubhava vrakti anyatra chay shatreka eka kala prapadyamanasya yathan santasya tushti pushti kshudapaya anughasam. This is the verse. Devotion, bhakti, direct experience, anubhava, paranubhava, and vrakti, and detachment from other things. These three occur simultaneously for one who has taken shelter of Krishna. In the same way that pleasure, fullness of the stomach, and relief from the hunger are experienced simultaneously with each bite for a person engaged in eating. So one is analogy, another is a result. This verse confirms the simultaneous appearance of the two leaves What are the two leaves? Klesha, Gani and Shubhada. On the vine of the devotion, creeper, as described previously, although the two leaves appear simultaneously, there is a difference in the process of subtle destruction of distress and appearance of auspiciousness. There is a difference. There is a little difference. This difference is due to the appearance of greater or lesser qualities of the two symptoms. Being very subtle, it is difficult to see, but learned scholars have ascertained that this fact by observing the process of appearance of these two qualities. Shastra, devotion, relation of this is, we have done this. Vaidhi, Rag, Bhakti, both give rise to the both things, Klesha, Gani and Shubhada. Here you can see there is something in this tree which you may not understand. This is Sadhu Sangha. Here, this is the beginning is Adho Shraddha here. Then go to the Sadhu Sangha, then Bhajan Kiya, and then Anarth Nivarti. So as we go high, this is one leaf, or this is one leaf Shubhada, this is the Klesha Gani. So these leaves, as we advance in devotion, the good qualities appears. They may appear 5 first, then they appear 10, then 14. So as we advance, the qualities are, and similarly, as we advance, suffering decreases. So it's not that at any stage all they appear at once, no. Gradually they appear, step by step. Like Nishtha, at the level of Nishtha, something is still there. Anarth Nivarti, Bhajan Kriya. So these are the stages. So ultimately these things almost clash finished by Nishtha. Not before that. So there is a difference of their appearance. This verse confirms the simultaneous appearance of the two leaves, Klesha, Gani and Shubhada, from the vine of devotion as described previously. Although the two leaves appear simultaneously, there is a difference in the process of subtle destruction of distress, Klesha, Gani, and appearance of auspiciousness, Shubhada. This difference is due to the appearance of greater or lesser qualities of the two symptoms. Being very subtle is difficult, same thing almost. Now verse number 5, the first stage in development. Now we are coming to these stages. And the first stage is Shraddha. The first Shraddha or faith, Shraddha. Satta, Sat means truth, Dha means support. Shraddha means that support by which we can know the truth or the true thing. So Shraddha or faith appear in a person qualified for bhakti. Shraddha means to have the firm faith in the purport of the scripture related to bhakti. So Shraddha in what? Shraddha in bhakti scripture. Shraddha in bhakti shastra. In other words, the desire to attentively follow the process of devotion as described in the scripture with enthusiasm is known as Shraddha. So definition of Shraddha is following the desire to attentively follow the process of devotion as described in scriptures, and enthusiasm and within the enthusiasm is known as Shraddha. There are two types of Shraddha. One is spontaneous, which means swabhaviki, and the other is balad utpadita, arising forcibly. So you see the Sanskrit, the two words of Shraddha. One is called swabhaviki, natural, spontaneous, and the other is balad utpadita, by force. So So for definition of Shraddha, everybody must know definition of Shraddha. Desire to attentively follow the process of devotion as described in the scripture with enthusiasm is called Shraddha. Srila Prabhupada has described Shraddha as enthusiasm in some places. Shrunvatam Shraddhaya Nityam, that Shraddha, in second canto of Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada said enthusiasm. So two type of Shraddha, okay? First, Shraddha or faith appear in a person qualified for bhakti. Shraddha means to have firm faith in the part of the scripture related to bhakti. Same thing, the definition of Shraddha. Two type of Shraddha. The two type of faith may be either natural, one is swabhaviki, or other is bala utpadita. Bala utpadita. Now what is bala utpadita Shraddha? A living entity must have independence. Every jiva has a small independence. Although it is very little, minute, that Krishna does not touch. He does not interfere with the individual's little independence. He will never touch. This is Prabhupada's lecture somewhere. You will have to agree, yes, Krishna, I shall surrender unto you. Yes, that is for my benefit. This is Krishna consciousness. You must voluntarily agree, not hankney, mechanical. Spiritual masters say like this, all right, let me do it. No, you have to understand very nicely. Tesham satayuktanam bhajatam priti purukam. Priti with love. When you work for Krishna with love and enthusiasm, that is your Krishna conscious life. If you think that it is hankney, it is troublesome, but what can I do? These people ask me to do it. I have to do it. That is not Krishna conscious. You have to do it voluntarily with great pleasure. So Prabhupada has given some lecture. Now, Shraddha, text number 5. Shraddha is the basis of understanding one's qualification in bhakti. Shraddha is the basis of understanding one's qualification in bhakti. So these are the three type of Shraddha and three type of bhakti. Uttam, Madhyam and Kanishta. These are what? Shraddhavan jana hai bhakti adhikari, Uttam, Madhyam, Kanishta, Shraddha anuswari. Shastra yukti so nipuna dridha shraddhayar, Uttam adhikari se tare sansar. Shastra yukti nahi jane dridha shraddhavan, मध्यम अधिकारी से ही महाभाग्यवान. यहाँ रखो मल श्रद्धा से ही कनिष्ठ जन, क्रमे क्रमे ते हूँ भक्त होए बे उत्तम. So these are these different type of faith in the scripture. According to that, devotee may be kanishta, madhyam or uttam. If the faith is strong, he is uttam. Faith is medium, he is middle. And faith is very pliable or soft, then he is kanishta. A faithful person is qualified for bhakti. Means Shraddhavan Jana hai bhakti adhikari. This is the bhajan we sing. Shraddhavan Jana hai bhakti adhikari. So faithful person is qualified for bhakti. According to their faith, devotees are called uttama, madhyama or kanishta. One who is expert in explaining the scripture has firm faith is called uttam. He only deliver the whole world, can deliver the whole world. Who has firm faith but is not expert in explaining the scriptures is called intermediate devotee. One whose faith is immature is called neophyte. Gradually he will turn into the first class. The translation of this. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur divides these two kinds of Shraddha. One is spontaneous, which means swabhaviki, and the other is arising forcibly, bala purvaka. Srimad Jiva Goswami described two classes of Shraddha as Bhakti and Bhakti Sandarbh. Shastriya Shraddha, scriptural faith, and Laukiki Shraddha, popular faith. So there are two types of Shraddha by Chakravarti Pada, the natural and forcefully, and two types of Shraddha by Jiva Goswami, the scriptural and Laukik. association of sadhu and then mercy. And their mercy are the cause of Shraddha. Now, from where Shraddha comes? Association of sadhu. Not only association of sadhu, but his mercy. Association of sadhu and mercy of the sadhu is the cause of Shraddha. Satta sanjayate Shraddha. Satta sanga jayate Shraddha. Satsanga jayate Shraddha. So Shraddha developed from sadhu sanga and sadhu kripa.
Prabhuji, I have a question.
Yes.
If Shraddha comes from the sadhu sangha, then why Shraddha is considered as the first preliminary stage of bhakti?
This is interesting. This is Shraddha comes from sadhu sangha. This is called first sadhu sangha. It is the devotee when they preach, then the general people will develop a faith in the scripture, like Gita, and then they start practicing bhakti. So first there is a first sadhu sangha, that is the cause of manifestation of Shraddha. Then there is a second sadhu sangha, that is meeting the spiritual master. This is what we do. First we go out and preach generally, the devotees start chanting, they get books, then we bring them to the spiritual master. So that is the second sadhu sangha. And then he start bhajan kiya. So this is the first sadhu sangha which give rise to the bhakti. In Bhagavatam, it's Kapil Dev says to Devhuti, Satam prasangam mama virya samvido bhavanti hrdakara karana rasayana katha tajoshanana swapavarga vartamane shardharati bhakti anukramashyati. By seriously associating with the devotees, one hears my glories, which give pleasure to one's heart and ears. By hearing these glories with affection, one gradually attains Shraddha, and then Rati, and then Prem for me, bestower of liberation. This verse shows the Shraddha appears by association of sadhu. The faith that arises by association and company of saint is natural and is called scripture faith. So this is the example of Swabhaviki Shraddha or Shastri Shraddha. Now the other Shraddha. Pure worship which will result in prem in their very livelihood. Forced faith, now second. Forced faith or popular faith means Lokiki. Lokiki Shraddha or Balpurvak Shraddha is not result of such mercy. It is not coming from the mercy of a sadhu, an association of sadhu, no. But is attained by hearsay, copying from others, and is knowledge that comes down in succession of popular beliefs. Many people, they don't have sadhu sangha, but they do some puja in their house like ordinary people. So that is called Lokik Shraddha. And that is a Balaj Shraddha, because my father was doing, so my father said I should do. It's not, there's no shastra, there's no sadhu sangha. So that Shraddha, when there's no qualification for pure worship. So Lokiki Shraddha or Balaj Shraddha has no qualification for pure worship. It's not, they are not eligible for Uttam Bhakti. When the faithful aspirant achieve the mercy and association of the saint, he can be blessed with natural or Swabhaviki or Shastric faith. So you can see many devotees are also practicing, but they have no Shastric background. They do just Lokik Shraddha. After this, Srimad Jiva Goswami Pada explained the difference of Shraddha between Ruchi Pradhan, having natural taste for devotion, Ruchi Pradhan person, and a Vichar Pradhan, inclined to logic and argument person. So, even Shraddha can be of the two types. Ruchi Pradhan people, they have a taste in doing bhakti. And there are other Vichar, logic, argument. So this is how the Vichar Pradhan develop gradually. Vichar Pradhan means discussing shastra and logic. By association of sadhu, one gets faith in truth. Truth means satya. And in association of saints, the taste for topic of the Lord received in disciplic succession is achieved. Thus one turns towards the Lord, and concomitantly one attains a taste for the specific form of worshipable Lord and his devotion. Prathamam tavat tata sanga jatena. Paramparagat, this is what we do. We preach and bring the people in this type of Shraddha, which is Vichar Pradhan Shraddha. If there is a wish to know about the specific shelter is taken of one or more such sadhus or Shravan Guru, they are the people who go for preaching, from whom one hears the scripture. Shravan means to learn about the purport of the scripture with reference to upakarma, which means commencement of the text. What is the meaning of the Shravan? Shravan means, number one, know about the purport of the scripture with reference to commencement of the text, conclusion and repetition, and uncommonness and fruit, and explanation of the precept and conclusion. These devotees carefully examine the scripture to get rid of the two doubts. What are the two doubts? Asambhavana, impossibility, and viprita bhavana. Asambhavana means thinking that which one has heard from Shastra, and sadhu is impossible. And the viprita bhavana means to hear reverse or opposite understanding of the purport of the scripture. So these are the two doubts. They are destroyed by hearing from one another devotee go for preaching. So they hear from couple devotees and then they develop. Hearing has so many angas of the hearing. It's not simply hearing. Hearing means what is in the beginning of the shastra, what is the conclusion of the shastra, what is the result of the hearing shastra. So this is the Vichar, Shraddha of the Vichar. And Bhakti Sandarbha Jiva Goswami writes, after hearing from sadhu, one gets the realization that Lord is always merciful, residing everywhere in all his manifestation as the knower and the possessor of all energies. This realization makes one determined to serve him. That is the proper scriptural faith. This is the way the Vichar Pradhan devotee attain faith. By hearing Shastra, they develop faith in the Supreme Lord and the devotion. The Ruchi Pradhan devotee do not depend on this process. They simply hear the Lord's pastime from sadhu and attain taste for them. Finally, they attain Shraddha. This learning apparently, this hearing repeatedly about Lord, they serve him with faith. So they don't much Shastra, simply hearing from sadhu katha and they develop faith. So this is called Ruchi Pradhan. To summarize, the Shraddha means, so these are the 6 learning what Shraddha is described in this book. Respect towards Bhakti and Bhakta and Guru. Shraddha towards Bhakti, towards devotee and Guru. Hearing him, trying to understand the meaning of the Shastra, systematic hearing, upkarma, etc. Removal of all paralyzing doubts, sanshaya, 2 types, asambhavana and viprit sambhavana. Forming firm faith in the meaning of the Shastra. Surrender, removal of fear, sharanagati. Acting with the hope to achieve the desired goal, sadhan. Srimad Bhagavad Gita is the Mimamsa Shastra of all Shastra. Faith is found by hearing Gita. So by preaching Gita, people develop faith, and in this way they are brought near to Krishna consciousness. And now second stage of sadhu sangha. First stage, they give shraddha. Second stage is after attaining faith, one takes shelter of Guru. This is second sadhu sangha. And inquire about the rules and regulation of devotional service. By following them, one gets the fortune of associating with soft-hearted, real sadhu endowed with similar moods. So after meeting Guru, then he gets the association of devotee again. Sajjatiya Sangha, of the same mood, devotees with the same mood. After attaining faith, one takes shelter of Guru and inquire about the rules and regulation of devotion. By following them, one gets the fortune of associating with soft-hearted, realized sadhu, endowed with similar mood. What it means is, by surrendering one, everything is accomplished. In Bhakti Sandra Jiva Goswami writes, Garuda Puran, still those who desire excellence in bhakti and surrender should particularly and constantly serve those who teach the scripture about the Lord, Siksha Guru, and those who teach mantra about the Lord, Diksha Guru. So Diksha Guru is always one, he gives the seed of bhakti. But the Siksha Guru, they help to grow the seed and fructify the seed. There cannot be no two seeds, only there is one seed. Is given by the initiating spiritual master. But the instructing Siksha Guru, he helped to grow that seed properly. So this is what it means. Or serve the lotus feet of Guru or Gurus. His or their mercy is the root of destruction of unearth, difficult to give up by various methods, and the root of receiving the great mercy of the Lord. After Shraddha, the author now explains the stage of sadhu sangha. So this is Shraddha. First Shraddha comes from normal devotees speaking shastra. Now second sadhu sangha, after attaining Shraddha, one takes the shelter of Guru and get initiated by him. Then one starts devotion and takes instruction from about its different rules and regulation. Srila Jiva Goswami Pad, in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu commentary, he writes, Adau Prathame Shraddha Sangha Shastra. First sadhu sangha is Shastra Sangha. Second sadhu sangha, Sharana Advara Shraddha and Tatha Prathama Shraddha. Dvitiya Shraddha Sadhu Sangha Bhajan Riti. Second sadhu sangha is initiation. First one attains faith by the association of devotees and by hearing scripture from them, and then realizing devotion and one's soul duty, one takes the shelter of the bona fide Guru, getting instruction about the various devotional practices. So this is some chart. I think you can see there are two ways. One is for the Gyanis and the other is for devotee. Gyanis, they have also Shraddha. They start with Shraddha, then they go through this path and go to the Brahm. So they do asana, pranayam, something like that. And the devotees, this is the first Shraddha. This is the first Shraddha which gives the scripture knowledge. Then the second Shraddha, this is say sadhu sangha. And the third Shraddha, bhajan kiya. Third stage, bhajan kiya, anartha nivarti 4, nishtha 5, ruchi 6, asakti 7. And then bhav and prem, and then he reaches to the love of God. So these are the, so Shraddha, two sadhu sangha is the one thing which we have learned. Second stage is tasmad gurum prapadyai jigyasu shriya uttamam shabde pare cha nishnat brahmane upasamshashashriya. This is about the initiation. Therefore, a person anxious to know the supreme welfare of living entity will take a shelter of the Guru. The Guru should be expert in explaining the Vedic scripture, and the scripture revealing the sense of the Vedas like Bhagavatam and others. He should have transcendental realization of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as well as meaning, he should be devoted to him. Without being expert in scripture, he cannot remove the doubts of the disciple. If his faith is weak and he is not absorbed in the absolute truth, he cannot infuse the disciple with the scriptural realization. He should be free from lust, anger, and so on, and should thus be in the state of supreme peace. These are the qualities of a guru. The purpose is that whoever gain faith through the grace of saint and desire to take shelter of the bona fide guru should seek a saint with following qualifications. First one, he should be fully versed in the Vedas and the scripture that outline the Vedic purport, like the devotional scripture Srimad Bhagavatam. He should be able to destroy the disciples' doubt and firm logic. With firm logic, he should have a faith and be fixed in his worship of Lord, which has given him realization of the Lord. He should have received the mercy potency of the Lord, which has given him transcendental realization, and should similarly be able to infuse that power within his disciple. He should not be overcome by the lust, anger, and greed. Any saint who has such qualification is a bona fide guru. On the other hand, if a person wants to become a guru without having above qualification, he may have many other qualifications like high birth, but he cannot be considered bona fide spiritual master. ये कृष्ण तत्ववेता से ही गुरु है. So these are the qualification of guru. So second, bhajan kiya. So I have granted we will reach here, but I think we are late. So we will start today from second sadhu sangha. Okay. Now, what we have learned today, we can discuss that. Hare Krishna. So, what we started discussing was sadhan bhakti, seed of the bhakti, then two leaves of the bhakti, two type of sadhan bhakti. So whether two leaves of the bhakti are klesha, ghani and shubhada. And then there are two type of sadhan bhakti are raga and vedi. Then the five type of klesha: avidya, asmita, Okay, and then there are four type of sinful reactions: aprarabdha, prarabdha, kut and bij. Then we discuss they are destroyed not at once but gradually as we advance in devotion. But both bhaktis can destroy these. Then we started these stages of bhakti from Shraddha. So first Shraddha comes from Sadhu Sangha through scripture. So scriptural Shraddha and Swabhaviki Shraddha is good. While the Balat Shraddha and Lokiki Shraddha is weak, which is mostly in a mode of goodness or something. It's not pure bhakti. Then second Shraddha, the second Sadhu Sangha is accepting the spiritual master, and then we discuss the qualities of a spiritual master, and then he start bhajan kiya. And tomorrow we'll discuss the different stages of bhajan kiya. And then this second shower will be over. Third shower is anartha nivarti. That will also take a long time. And then after that it will be very easy to finish everything. Is it okay? Hare Krishna. Any question or comment? Online, offline?
Prabhu, at the beginning of the class, you mentioned there is a statement which you said bhakti is self-revealing and independent.
This was the first class, you were not present.
And you said there bhakti is independent of karma, yoga, gyaan, and also faith you mentioned. But when we were discussing this,
There is a different faith. This is a different faith.
So can you explain the difference?
Already we have discussed this. You were not present. There's a verse we quoted. Anybody remember the verse we quoted? Shardaya Helanava. Once who chant the holy name of Krishna with faith or without faith, he will get the definite liberation. So we don't need faith even, but like you go to the doctor, you get medicine. You don't have a faith, what medicine will do. But the doctor will give you medicine, it cures you. Similarly, if you have no faith, but still you chant Hare Krishna, like Ajamil has no faith, he was chanting his son's name, but still he got liberation. So this is called, even bhakti don't depends upon faith or purity of the place or person or paraphernalia. Bhakti is independent of all these things. So this you read the first shower, these things are with quotations are there. Right. We discuss in 2 days, we have 2 classes on the first shower, 2 we will have on second shower, 2 on third shower. Then it will be easy, I think we'll go, last may take little time. Is it okay? You find everything in this book. Anybody else has a question or comment? Chalo, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna,